Whether you love them or hate them, it's fair to say that everybody in English football is currently talking about Birmingham City, especially after that absolutely bonkers transfer deadline day that we've just seen. Obviously, Birmingham, a club who we have covered on this channel in depth throughout their time in the Championship. They were relegated last season, but the waves they've been making in this transfer market just makes them impossible to ignore right now. Obviously, from the entirety of the EFL, deadline day yesterday did not disappoint. We had quite a few big deals go through. I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments down below as well. How do you feel like your club did in the transfer market? But for the sake of this video, we will focus on Birmingham because they're such a talking point right now, and I just find it absolutely fascinating. Now, obviously, the deal on deadline day that got absolutely everybody in England talking was Jay Stansfield heading from Fulham to Birmingham in a deal worth £20 million with add-ons included, as confirmed by Sam Dean here from Sky Sports. It's a guaranteed £15 million that Blues are paying to Fulham, with a further £5 million to follow in add-ons as well. There's a 20% sell-on clause in there and a 100k bonus if Blues get promoted from League One this season, which surely should happen. Now, Stansfield was a player that we spoke about quite a bit throughout the summer. There was obviously a lot of Championship interest in him after how well he'd done with Birmingham in the Championship last season. The Blues side that didn't create an abundance of chances, but he still got into double figures, scored 12 goals in the Championship last season. If we take a look at some of his underlying numbers from the Championship last season here, he was the 25th most clinical player in the Championship. He overperformed his XG by 2.8 goals, and a lot of the goals he scored, it felt like he sort of crafted them for himself, really. Obviously, very good dribbler, very good in those tight spaces and things like that, and at a good age as well. You know, Blues have gone ahead and handed him a 7-year contract. No doubt for League One standards as well, he'll be on an absolutely massive wage. But it's fair to say that that transfer fee is what has everyone talking right now, and understandably so. While there were a lot of Championship clubs who were interested in Stansfield, I don't think any of them got anywhere close to matching the sort of money that Birmingham were prepared to put up for this deal. If I had to be honest, market value right now for someone like Stansfield, you'd definitely say is closer to 10 million than it is 20. Obviously, he is a young forward with a lot of potential. The going rate for forwards right now does come with a premium, but it does feel like that is an overspend from Birmingham right now. But I do think that's with intentions of future seasons to come. I think that's evident when you look into the rest of the business that Birmingham have done this summer. If we look at the players they've gone ahead and signed, Birmingham didn't need to sign Jay Stansfield in order for them to win promotion from League One this season. They could have done it without him with ease. I think that's more than reasonable to say. But it's felt like Blues have gone so big with this transfer window in League One because the financial rules within League One are a lot more lenient than the Championship. And so it almost feels like they're building this super team in League One right now with the thought of this team will immediately go ahead and go into the Championship and compete next season if they are promoted. I mean, just before they completed that deal for Stansfield, they obviously got a move over the line for Lyndon Dykes, who you think will be a really good option in League One. They already completed the signing of Alfie May, who's bound to score a bucket full of goals for them this season. They've strengthened this squad across the board. Even some of the loanees they brought in this summer are really high quality Championship calibre players that Blues have been able to attract to the club. The likes of Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Ben Davis, who obviously I'm a massive fan of from his time at Preston. But overall, it was a window where they spent just shy of £30 million, which is unheard of really for anyone in the Championship other than sides who have parachute payments, but this is the new Birmingham. Even if we look at what Championship clubs have spent this summer, I'm pretty sure it's only Burnley who have spent more money than Birmingham have this season in the entirety of the EFL, and even, you know, some of Burnley's deals here were obligations to buy with players who were already at the club from last summer. Birmingham in League One have been outspending some juggernauts in the Championship this season. You know, Hull City, who we all thought would be big spenders, Blues have outspent them. Leeds, they've been outspent by Birmingham. Luton, who have parachute payments, the same for Sheffield United as well. Middlesbrough. Birmingham have not only broken the League One transfer record once, not twice, but 3 times in the same window. Prior to this summer, summer. The most expensive signing in League One history had been Will Grigg back in 2018/19, signing for Sunderland. And then that transfer figure there for Stansfield is just absolutely off the charts. It absolutely blows all of these other transfer fees out of the water, doesn't it? And not even just that as well, but when you look into the Championship transfer records as well, it blows the majority of them out of the water. And if we do include the add-ons from Stansfield's deal, it is more expensive than any of these transfers, which is absolutely bonkers. The depth available at Birmingham this season in League One is just absolutely mental. This graphic here from Blues Breakdown breaks it down. This is one potential starting 11 that Birmingham could go with in League One this season. And this is another. And I don't think it's that outlandish to say that their second team, I reckon, probably could win League One. And that's their second team right there. The majority of players that Birmingham have in this squad wouldn't look out of place in the Championship. And then hopping over to their second team, there's a whole bunch of players who are Championship standard in this team as well. Now, when you go ahead and do flex your financial muscles, you're going to invoke a lot of reaction from opposition fans. There's obviously going to be a lot of jealousy, and Birmingham are going to be public enemy number one in League One this season. I think it's fair to say. You know, it's not that much of a stretch to say that everyone will want to beat Birmingham this season. There will be a lot of teams' cup finals this year because of what's gone on this summer. Teams will see it as unfair, but if Birmingham themselves haven't broken any rules, they'll just say, why not? We've got the money to go ahead and spend. And this is a Birmingham fan base that has been kicked, that's been down and out for God knows how many years now, especially under the previous regime, which was just an absolute disaster. They were going absolutely nowhere under that ownership. They were just about keeping their head above water in the Championship, avoiding relegation narrowly each season. And I have to say to every Birmingham fan, go ahead and enjoy it, because every club pretty much in the EFL will be envious of you right now, but boy does every club and every club's fans wish they were in your position right now. Now, obviously, League One can be a bit of a treacherous league to get out to, even when you do have these sorts of riches that Blues obviously have a bit available to them, but I just can't fathom a world where Birmingham aren't promoted this season with that much quality in their squad. Obviously, we saw Ipswich put together a really strong squad in League One under Kieran McKenna. That then sort of was supercharged into a Championship promotion season the year after that, but the sort of backing that Blues have put into this goes way beyond anything that Ipswich were doing in League One. But I'd love to get some of your guys' thoughts on this in the comments down below. Birmingham are bound to get people talking right now, and yeah, what do you think of their long-term prospects next 2 or 3 years? Because the way they've gone this summer, you'd think that if they are promoted from League One this season, they're going to want to go straight into promotion contention in the Championship next year. It's a fascinating project and one that I will be keeping up to date with. Other than that though, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Other than that though, guys, I'll see you all in the next one.